Good evening and welcome to the Temple of Speed here in Monza, Division 4 racing here tonight. First of all, welcome to the stream. I'm your main commentator, Rogue Smithy. Back again this week after an exciting race in Singapore where we had an absolute classic end to the race. Billy G making contact at the very end as well of that one. Exciting race. He, I believe, has lost the championship lead. No, he's still got the championship lead. He is not. My app just didn't update. The Vicar holds the championship lead after a win in Singapore. Billy G managed to claw back to P3 after the spin in the final couple laps. With 3 wins apiece now, the Vicar only 4 points clear of Billy G. As Doran follows behind in P3, John Mobes in P4 in the Ferrari. Ferrari coming into their home race, the Temple of Speed, the Tifosi. It's a well-known track. 1950, the first F1 race around here when it had the oval. The old Monza oval, the chicanes weren't in Ascari. And the first two weren't in either. Hello to Tiger Buga. As we have a couple new drivers joining us this week, we have SFR Mad G in the Red Bull, obviously the son of SFR the Vicar, father-son on track, hopefully no contact between the two. As first cars start to trickle out onto the track, that'll be Dan out in that Alpine first into turn 1, it's a heavy braking zone into a semi kinda, it is an absolute chicane, it's kinda 2 hairpins into each other, really bottlenecks a couple of cars through there, and you'll see a couple incidents, possibly a couple dive bombs into that turn 1 with the DRS down the straight into turn 2, into the second chicane, sorry, not turn 2. Very easy to hit the curbs and go well wide through there, through the Lesmos now, very fast-ish corners. Downforce is needed through there, but you're not going to have much downforce due to the nature of the track being very long, straight, oriented. Heading down into Ascari. Added about, I believe it was in the 70s it was added. Again, a couple of curbs that will spin York gravel on the outside. Not the easiest one. And down into the final corner, parabolic. You don't want to go too wide early on the throttle or late on the turning, otherwise you'll just drift it outside and screw your line for the main straight and get this and next lap invalidation as well. Dan, to start his lap, you'll see a lot of slipstreaming as well between 2 teammates possibly. Down in towards turn 1 he comes. Into turn 1, nice and easy on the brakes. He's got it stopped in time, got it turned in all well as well. Down now through the long Curva Grande into the second chicane and through Lesmo 1. Very easy to go wide, very easy to use a lot of energy as well around here. Not many heavy braking zones into turn 1, the only proper-ish one. We go into Ascari now. The Ascari chicane nice and tight on that curb there. It's got a Williams not too far behind as well. Again, easy to get into the slipstream, but it's extremely hard to stay in it, especially when you get through these chicanes. And through sector 2 is the hardest part to stay behind. But it's all worth it through turn 1 and down into the Della Rocha into the second chicane. Dan set to 120.5 to start the benchmark. John starting his first lap of the session. Smooth operator in the Williams will go with a 22.6. And it'll be Brass Monkeys in P3 there. Readouts follows along Silver Fox. And Readouts now goes to P3. Trying to flick through to find people. As Angry Davey there up to P4. The Mercedes of Simo not there. Dom will be P2 at 21 dead. 5/10 off, and one of the first Aston Martins Thank you, Dan. I'm not going to repeat that. But yeah, saying watch out for Doran. Very quick around here, and will ride on board as he comes through the Parabolica now. He's got a little bit of a slipstream there from a car in front, and he's going to get a bit of speed from it, and it's going to gain him to the line. He's going to go with a provisional pole lap for now. That is if it doesn't get knocked down by the Vicar, who's following along very closely. Well, not far behind, sorry. He goes to P3, 120.6. John Mobes in the other Ferrari to follow along out the final corner. He'll come, and it'll be a 20.8 and P5 for the minute. As everyone's starting to slow it down a bit now. Preb comes to the line to finish lap. Dylan Vince through sector 1 going purple. Coming out the Della Roggia into the Lesmos. And the end of sector 2, just inside this DRS straight. The only thing to the end of it, he's got an Aston Martin behind him looking for a bit of a slipstream possibly. And that could be good for turn 1 on the next lap for him. And heading down, there we go, purple sector 2, 54.2 through sector 2. Alpine not far behind of Alex Haig as well, we'll get him all queued up for it. On board now, coming through the Parabolica. The V-carb will go braking late. You can just see him inch back on the throttle through the long parabolic curve as it is. In the name, 120.6 for him. Alex Haig with an invalidation, and no one is out on track apart from Preb at the minute on his lap. 2 Ferraris on theirs actually. They're looking to go again by the looks of it. Well, one of them is, and that'll be the Vicar going again. Readouts on an in-lap by the looks of it. Matt G to set his first lap in Division 4 will be a P11 for now. See if he can improve. Up the field, it'll be Preb to the line. He's going to go to provisional pole, 120.1 for Preb. 3/10 quicker than Doran. And a good lap to start the session on. Out of fuel is Brass Monkey's readouts, maybe out of fuel as well. No, he's yeah, he is. He's coming into the pits. The Ferrari of John Mobes going again now, heading through to the Della Roggia now. 5/10 up already through sector 1 over the chicane. Don't want to go too wide in that gravel or grass. Can easily get you spun. Lesmo 1, nice and easy. Bit wide though. Want to keep it a bit more tighter on the inside there. You can take a lot of curb and a bit of grass on the inside at Lesmo 2, and use as much as the exit as you can on the white lines. Of course, don't want to be going wide, as it can easily mess you up. 2/10, so he's lost 3/10 through that middle sector, and he heads through the Ascari chicane now over it nice and smoothly. There's a lot of places you can cut to try and gain a bit of time at your own risk, of course. Especially since it's the curbs and the track is very unforgiving a lot of the time. John Mobes coming through to the final corner now. It's going to be a 120.697, a 1.23, not a 1.23, a 0.123 improvement. Slots him to P5. Preb to start his second lap of the session, currently going to improve his provisional pole lap time through turn 1 over those curbs. Very, very quick. Carried a lot of speed through the 2 corners there. Heading through Curva Grande now, flat out turn 3. Long, just keeps going. You can't go straight through it, and you want to brake just past the 100-meter boards over those curbs. Little slide on the exit though for the McLaren. Through Lesmo 1, we'll see how tight he takes it. Very tight through there. Nice exit for Preb. Heading through Lesmo 2, little wide, may have gotten away with an invalidation there as he opens the DRS and flies down into the final chicane of the track. Brings it over right, just past the curb, breaking a lot of curb on that inside there. Oh, a bit wide, and he's gone round, and he's done well to keep that off the wall there. And that could have been his session right there over Alex Haig on a lap as well. Through turn 1, 2, and coming through turn 3 now, the long straight, like semi-straight I'd call it actually. into the second chicane. Apparently a purple sector 1, 26, 556, I believe that was, through Lesmo 1. A little bit more care could have been taken on the exit, but he's done well there. You can just see where you can go a little bit more on the inside as he passed over it there. It does wash you out though. It takes a lot of skill to keep it on the track with the low downforce. Just past 100 again through the Ascari chicane, a bit shallow into that final part of it. They've lost a couple hundredths there. See what he gets done through the Parabolica. As he comes through to the final corner now, and he'll come up to P4. Alex Haig slotting in just behind his teammate, who's currently setting a lap. Through the first chicane again, purple sector 1 over the curbs. As he comes through the Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 comes down the straight. Now DRS open again, a little bit of a curve round. I believe it's a dog leg, if Dan was correcting me there, not just calling someone a dog. Through Ascari down to the Parabolica now. This one of the most important straights in my opinion on the track. As it sets you up for this long straight, you want to carry as much speed as you can through without going too wide. Keep all two wheels on the track as long as you can. Not all two wheels, you want to keep 2 wheels on the track. No improvement for Dan. Ends up waffling towards the end of that lap, but he kept it on. Angry Davey to the line now, comes into the pits. And the Alpine of Alex Haig it'll be on an in lap there. Doran maybe on his lap now as he comes through to the Parabolica. He'll be 3.43 tenths up through sector 2. Enough to put him on provisional pole for now. He comes through the Parabolica now. He'll open the overtake right to the max. He's going to go as fast as he can. DRS open. It's not going to be pole position. It's going to be 2.4 improvement, and it's going to be P2 for Doran, a tenth off of Preb. Vicker jumps up to P2 now ahead of Doran. Brilliant lap at the end of that. Preb to start his lap to go even faster. Simo in P7 for here, doing extremely well. As Speedy goes to P15, the American, on his debut as well. A lot of debutants tonight in Division 4. Vicker there. Preb will come up right behind him there. You see him overtake. Not improvement through sector 1 over the curbs in the Della Rosia. Coming through Lesmo 1. Can he keep it tight? He keeps it extremely tight, extremely smart. And he gets it through. And over he'll go again. And it's doing extremely well now. Is Preb a little bit on the grass there though, none in the RS. He's saving it all for these last two kind of straight, and it's actually, he's backed off 7 tenths. Thought he may have just been saving. No, he was just backing off completely. Doran into the pits. Mad G, P4 Mad G, completely under the radar there for me. To apologise, Dylan Vince behind as well in P5. Well done for both of them up there at the minute. Alex Haig on an outlap. Speedy on a lap by the looks of it. Operator on a lap 2 in the Williams. It's going to be the Sauber first to go to the line. He's going to go to P10. A big improvement from P17. It was for him. Smooth operator now to the line. It's going to be P16 for him. Brass Monkeys in P17 at the minute. Mad G doesn't feel he can go faster. He's left the session. That's a disconnect for Mad G. I'll get him an invite as soon as now. Just going to run him an invite really quick. May see a couple move up and down in the meantime. As he has an invite now. Vicker still P2, pit lane. Alex Haig, there we go, starting his lap now. P7 behind his teammate. May have a bit of pace left in him through turn 1 and 2. Bit of speed carry through this. Out of the first chicane. Through Curva Grande now. Sticking it right just past the 100. You'll see him just get on the brakes there heavy. Don't want to take that much curb on the inside on both of them. You want to kind of nick it, as it can send your car absolutely miles out of the track, but he's kept it in the track, he's kept it clean so far. Alex Haig through to the end of sector 2, under the old bank, and now you'll see it there. One of the most crazy tracks in F1. It used to be 1/10 down through towards the end of the track. Now he keeps it tidy though after a kind of tight line the last time he came through the Ascari. He's got a Aston Martin in front of him, P11 Billy G, our championship at the minute, P2 in the championship. Vicker, his championship rival, P2 on the front row. As he comes to the line, Alex Haig is going to go to P5. And that's a good lap for now. 1.6 down through sector 1 as John Mobes. He looks like he's backed off on this lap. He'll be going again on the next one. Simo on here lap, Billy G to start his lap. As he comes towards the Ascari now, we'll see how far up or down he is. He's way down, didn't notice the non-ERS there, my bad. Simo up 4/10 on that last lap, she goes to P9. John Mobes starting his final lap of the session. It would be, I'll assume it'll be the last lap of the session. Simo going for hers at the minute through the De La Roggia. Through Lesmo 1, keeps it a bit wide there. We'll see what can she do through this final one. It will be a final lap session. She can't get another one in no matter what. She goes a bit wide through there. You want to keep it a bit tighter on the inside as you come through. Less than a 10th up at the minute. Is anyone else on a lap? I'm having a look up and down. If anyone's closer, Preb's on an out lap. Doran is on an actual lap. He's through sector 1 though. I believe she'll be the first one to set a lap. It'll be Brass Monkeys, actually, sorry, to set his lap. He is 9/10 down, though, nearly a second down. So it'll be Simo to start these final laps coming in. She goes to P7, 2/10 improvement in the final sector. Dylan Vince starting his lap. John Mobes coming to finish his, 4/10 up through 2 sectors now. See what he can get done through the parabolic of one of these shorter sectors. In F1, P5 for the Ferrari. Slots in ahead of Alex Haig in P6. Angry Davey goes to P9, 6/10 improvement for him. But all eyes on SFR Doran and Billy G in the Aston Martins. Billy G, no improvement, invalidation. That is his session over unless he can get to the line just in time. He does get to the line. He may be able to get another lap in if he has the energy to do so. Doran is going to come to the line. Will it be a 1:19? It will just be a 1:19. A 19.96. Preb though, can he match it? Can he go faster? The Vicker's not improved it. He's in P3. Doran looking to return to the top step of the podium again, locking down at the minute what looks to be another pole position. As Preb comes into the pits, he's not going to improve. And he's not going to go faster than the Aston Martin, who lines up on provisional pole for now. Speedy to the line. What can he get at the last? It's going to be P1. 8/10 improvement just ahead of Doran as well. And it's provisional pole for the Sauber. Davies not on a lap. Billy G, what can he get through? He's absolutely chucking it through Ascari there. Absolute limit for him now. as he's going to come through the parabolic. A nice little toe from what looked to be I think that may have been a V-carb there through the final corner. The Aston Martin will come to the line. It's looking close. It's going to just be P8. And it is Billy G P8 speedy on pole in his SFR debut. Doran P2 beaten out by less than a tenth of a second, less than nearly 100th of a second. Preb follows in P3 with the Vicar in P4 and Mad G on his return to Division 4 as well, rounding off the top 5. An exciting end to qualifying. We'll see if the race lives up to the hype that qualifying may have already set. We'll see a lot of overtakes, of course, with the nature of the track being very straight oriented. May see a couple of DRS trains, but we hope to see mostly overtakes. And it is Speedy on pole, followed by Doran, Preb, Vicar, Mad G if he does return to the session, John Mobes in P6, Dan in P7, Billy G P8, Alex Haig P9 for now. As coming into the race, it'll be an exciting one. Low downforce, a lot of overtaking opportunities in, well, it's one of the most exciting tracks in F1. Actually, I got the stream up there on myself. If anyone did hear me there again as a double. I'm getting the quali lineup now. It'll be Speedy on pole, followed by Doran in P2, Preb in P3, Vicar P4, followed by Mad G, rounding off the top 5 on his return. John Mobes in P6, Dan in P7, Billy G P8, Alex Haig in P9, Dylan Vince in P10, Simo P11, Angry Davey in P12, Dom P13. After a strong race last week, P14 for Silver Fox, Readouts in P15, Brass Monkeys 16th, Operator in P17, and then Way Heat with the qualifying ban in P18. And will be a very exciting race. This even Monza a lot of the time has the most overtakes in a season. Most overtakes in a race in the season. In real life, we'll see if it does translate into the game, with it being a very long straight, low downforce, slipstream heavy track, especially with how heavy the slipstream is in this EA Sports F1 game. If it does affect anything, we see the Sauber on pole. It's an all green front row. The Speedy leads them away. Mad G looks to be back in for now. Here's the blank Red Bull on your screen. Doran P2. And we'll get these tyres up now, see what they are on. It'll be mediums for Speedy and Preb in the top 5. The hards for Doran, Vicar, Mad G, John Mobes, Dan, Angry Davey and Dom. Everyone else on mediums, including Billy G. The two Aston Martins going with split strategy. Tonight we may see a safety car. The two Haas's have collided with each other on the 8th row, starting next to each other on the formation lap, and they've already collided on the formation lap. We'll see if that does translate into the race. come up to the line. As Speedy is coming towards the line. Now we'll see how he lines up the car. Of course, he can point it right to try and defend from Doran, point it straight to try and get the best start he can. And we'll see if he does nail it as well. He can disqualify himself. Screw it up, he's going straight. Doran is going to go straight. It's not easy to sort it out. Everyone coming in now. Yeah, all the hums just come towards the line and towards the grid. Last car's coming. Angry Davey disqualifying himself. Wakey in last, disqualifying himself, giving him as much breathing room as he can from those cars ahead. DRS disabled. Lights are appearing in front of the drivers. And it's green in Monza. It's a good start for Speedy. It's a good start for Preb as well in P3 as they all head down into turn 1. Preb up to P2 at the minute. There's a couple bit of contact there. Car off on the outside. There's contact. Red Bull going round. That looks to be Matt G going round to the back. Simo with the 10-second penalty for that one. It looked like she went off wide. Silver Fox down as well. Davey with a poor start as the couple cars up and down. John Mobes to P4. P5. Preb losing 2 positions as well through turn 1. Still cars coming through. Simos gave the position back. A couple cars fighting as they come through now. The two, one of the Alpines going for a move through Lesmo 1. And it's all fighting through turn 1 and lap 1. The two Hasses all clean. So far, Silver Fox with Mad G behind. After the contact, maybe damage to his diffuser as well. Simo may have damage to her front wing after a big whack into the back of the Red Bull. Speedy leads them away at the end of lap 1 at the minute. Dan overtaken by Dylan as well. And a couple cars back there as Billy G gets past Dan as well now as he goes a little bit wide maybe and gets a bit of an overspeed on the Alpine as he may go side by side through the parabolic, and no, they're not going to. The space is going to be there. Wakey leaves the space after a great first lap. He's up to P9 from P18. Speedy with the fastest lap. Dan on Billy G and he'll get past Dylan as well into turn 1. He's got a lot of speed in that Alpine. He'll be forced to go the outside long way into turn 1. We may see 3 wide. No. Late on the brakes from Dylan. Nothing doing. DRS enabled now, of course. There's a Williams going to Alpine going slightly wide there through the second part of the chicane. Dan and Dylan still fighting into the Della Rossi now as Billy G gets past Dan. Is he going to go for it on Dylan? No. Over the curb on the inside. There's a big launch in the air for the Red Bull. Is the move going to be there for Dom? No, he just pulls out of it. Reads out back on back past on the Williams as well as up the inside goes Matt G. Spun it again. And that's contact as Preb is out as well. Preb's in the wall and lost his front wing through Lesmo too. And an unlucky start for him. Gets even worse as he slots into P12 and will slot to P18. As there was more contact for Mad G, making contact with, by the looks of it, Silver Fox, I believe it was. Going up the inside of Lesmo 1. That'll be referred to the stewards possibly. And we'll see how they decide the outcome on that one. Vicker and John Mobes, P3 and P4 in the Ferrari. Doran at the minute looking very quick as well. Looks like we're going green again. So everyone's going flat out. You may see a drive-through or two, but there is a couple drive-throughs near the bottom. Looks to be Smooth Operator and Brass Monkeys there that picked that up. And that was unlucky, and it was perfect timing for Vicker, who's absolutely launched the start of that one. Once again, Wakey up to P7. Dan still on his outside, on his inside now, as he's going to cut across and go to the outside, turn inside for the Della Rossi, and he gets that move done well before the braking zone. As there's a little bit of nudging from Dom, it's going to be a little wide there, possibly opening up Alex Haig to get a move through Lesmo 1. He's going to back out of that one. Nice and smart by him. John Mobes in his own world. Doran out of the DRS of Speedy for now. As coming round there, sorry, just having a drink of water. As Doran comes round now and has the DRS, Vicker sets the fastest lap on those hards. John Mobe sets the fastest lap now. He's going quite quick, of course. It's going to be a bit skewed with the VSC from Preb into turn 1. No overtaken from no one so far. Brass Monkeys into the pits to save that drive through. Billy G not under pressure yet. Dylan and Dan still fighting. Wakey in P8, followed by Dom and Alex. It's a bit of a train forming here for P6. Davey and Readouts in P11 and P12 there. Seemingly going to be fighting throughout this race. Silver Fox 2.3 back. Simo looking for a move. Wakey's been overtaken by Dom. May have locked up there, Wakey, and gone wide as he's lost the position to Alex Haig as well. He's going to... Oh, what a save from the Alpine. He's managed to keep it on the track, out the wall and out of Wakey as well. And good reactions from Wakey alongside with that. Readout gets the move done quickly there as Mad G up to P15 as well, on a bit of a recovery drive for him after a strong qualifying, but contact on lap 1 with Simo, the car ahead. We'll see if he can get past her again, as he seemingly has a lot of pace around here based on his qualifying time. Doran still follow along in that DRS. It may seem like that the entire race. As Dylan Vince comes through, Readout getting overtaken again. Dylan Vince going to go through the Della Roger. He's going to go to the inside. That'll turn to the outside for the second pass of the chicane. He's going to go up the inside, gets the move done. As Dom picks up a 3-second time penalty already in the race. Davey doing that too. And we're only on lap 5 and 27, a little bit wide again for Dom. He's going to have to be careful as they may start to stack up in this race. And the V-carb's on the back of the Red Bull now nearly, and this may extend the train a bit bigger. Dan and Dylan still fighting into Ascari. Davey and Davey and Readouts still fighting alongside too, as they get ever closer to that DRS. Wakey seems to have fell out of it. Here comes Dylan Vince. He's going to go for it outside into Parabolica. It's going to be too wide for the two of them. He's looking for a switchback down the main straight. The Vicar, fastest lap of the race. It looks like Dom got the overspeed on the pair of them. He's been forced a little bit off there, and a lift, and that's killed his momentum a lot, as Alex Haig going to go up the inside there on the grass to get past. There's no contact. It's all clean. A lot of jostling though. Angry Davey around the outside. Readout Wakey up to down to P11. It was down to P12. There's contact with him and Redout. There's more contact with him and Redout. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. Redout there. Dom and Alex still fighting through sector 1. Round the outside it'll be for Tommy. Space is left by Alex Haig. Smart driving from both of them to get it through. Simo past Silver Fox for P13. Mad G wanting to follow through on that one too. Speaking of Doran, he's still fighting for P1. He may be able to get it now in towards the Parabolica. He won't get the DRS though. Down the main straight, let's see as they head through the Parabolica. This is a lovely shot. He's lifted off, he's broke to get that DRS. Gave the position up, get the DRS, and now Doran's going to be under pressure from two drivers down the entire main straight. Vicar may be getting into the lead on this one, as you can see the flashing light there on the back of Speedy. Doesn't have the Speedy over Doran into turn 1. Over the curbs they go, over through the chicane they go. Dom up, and it's 3 wide into turn 1 again. This could end in disaster. He's backed out, Dom. Alex Haig up the inside. Dylan Vince around the outside. Gets the poorer exit, and Dom moves past. Dylan Vince moves down twice, and now his teammate is behind him with readouts. And Wakey losing another position to readout as well. Simo pressuring him, and Silver Fox and Dylan Vince picking up a 3-second time penalty now as his teammate's right on the back. He's practically pushing him into the braking zone, and that is a bump draft if you've ever seen one. Speedy with a slight slide, and it's going to give the position to Vicar now, surely down the straight, as he's pulled nearly a second off. He's just on the grass, is the Vicar. Maybe a bit older than these drivers, but he's got some good reactions. Has the Ferrari, and he's up into P2 well before the braking zone, and gets it past, and has the DRS on Doran to try and chase him down now for that race lead. John Mobes in P4 in a bit of his own world at the minute, along with Billy G, and Dan is starting to come under pressure from his teammate for P6, with Dom still behind, and and it's just a massive train heading into that turn 1 now. You see them all come down. Wakey seeming to be the middle part of it as he cuts across into turn 1. Simo was looking up the inside, had to go a bit off track, all clean, however, but it may open up Mad G for a move into the Della Roggia. I apologise for the dog. Angry Davey getting passed into the Della Roggia through Curva Grande. Hermos up the inside, goes Readout, sorry, as well. He tried to sneak his nose up there, didn't get it through or done though. That may have dropped him a bit. It's Dylan Vince. Dylan Vince has spun it. Did he end up in the wall? He just spun, kept it going, and it's down to P15. Was P10. And we'll see what he can get going through. And a little bit of a comeback now in that V-carb. Angry Davey picking himself up a second and 3 seconds of the race. 6 seconds altogether now. As Wakey just trying to stay in that toe, trying to stay in that DRS, especially with how strong it is around here. He's got Simo not far behind, and Mad G right on the back of Simo, looking for a move. Vicar going for a lead into turn 1 though. Gonna be close between those two, and it's still gonna fight through the Curva Grande. It's gonna be the Vicar taking the lead of the race. Doran's still there. Mad G taking P12 as well from Simo as well. Now his teammate ahead, Dylan Vince, up to P14 for a slight moment there, looking for a move, as Speedy looks for a move as well. As they all come through Lesmos now. Alpines together on track. Alex Haig on those mediums looking quite quick compared to Dan on those hards. Mediums will start falling off a little bit now towards the middle of their stint, towards the end of their stint, sorry. Very wide from Dom though. He'll pick himself up a warning for that one. Angry Davey looking to follow along in the DRS if he can get near it. Reads out Wakey and Mad G along through there. Simo and Silver Fox on track together. That's a bit of a tongue twister if you say that quick. In the McLaren and the Mercedes. As there's yellow flags, that looks to be a car off. And that is a car off. That's Dylan Vince. Angry Davey, sorry, in the wall. At the edge of Ascari. Thought it was Dylan Vince. My apologies. It actually was Dylan Vince. It was two of them. As they may have made contact with each other. Dan's fell down in another position to Dom there. As it's going to be 3 wide. The teammates nearly coming together through turn 1. Dom looking to slide past around the outside. It'll be the inside for the next one. Won't get the better exit over the Alpine though, as the two V-carbs make contact. Angry Davey pulling into the pits for a 10-second time penalty as well. And they may have front wing damage on both of those cars. And that's going to slow them both down right away. Doran's still leading this race as we enter 10 laps in. Just over a third distance now. Vicar in that P2 position, followed by Speedy. Not much challenging from either driver around them. John Mobes just chilling with a penalty along with that. Billy G, Dan and Dom are all still fighting. Not Billy G, Alex, Dan and Dom still fighting. As they come now in towards the Parabolica, who will get the move through turn one. A little bit of a shake, trying to maybe get a bit of tyre temp in, or just saying, no, don't overtake me down this straight. And maybe he's just letting him through the straight as Davey picks up a 3-second time penalty into turn one. Will we see the Alpine swap? We will see the Alpine swap. Will we see a Mercedes passing into turn one? It'll be late on the brakes for him. No, the two Red Bulls swap as well. Will we see a move from Wakey late on the brakes? No, not much, just chilling behind as Simo into the pits to save her 10 seconds and her mandatory pit stop in the race. 10 lap hold. Mediums sat there for an age as well due to the contact on lap one with Mad G, currently P10 on a nice little comeback drive there. Dom past Alex Haig. Dan seemingly racing away again in front, as maybe those hards are coming straight back to him and the gap is seemingly extending between the two teammates. As Dom getting into the RS, we'll see if he does go for a move through turn one, or maybe Alex Haig dives into the pits. Now he does. Dom not following him. Billy G into the pits as well. Speedy maybe following along soon. 2.5 seconds that lap, and that is the gap it'll pull as soon as you lose the RS on this track. McLaren into the pits too. That's going to be Silver Fox. Prebz staying out after 8 laps on those tyres after damage from a spin. Wakey in on those mediums too. Mad G on those hards still. He's going to go for a longer stint. He's going to have to get past readouts soon enough though. Sorry, look at my throat there. I have to have a bit of a drink when there's not much going on. And Vicker actually has overtaken Doran, sorry. Towards the end of maybe the last lap it would have been, as Doran gets straight back past Speedy into the pit lane now. We'll see if his pit crew come with a speedy pit stop for him. Doran lock up into turn one there. Don't want to be doing that much on your tyres as it can damage them. Dom behind Dan on the hards. Wakey with the 3-second time penalty. Now he's going to be trying to get past his teammates. Readouts in as Mad G races back into the top 10. But he's got Billy G on those new hards as well. He's got a lot of people that'll be re-overtaking him as soon as he pits in. Angry Davey picking up another penalty in this race as he's into the pits again. Vicker and Doran just going to keep an eye on them for now as they head into the Parabolica now. Which one of these two does pit first, of course, will affect this race. It's into turn one. Vicker still has the lead over Doran. And it's all calmed down a bit in this race. Dom's still there on Dan as well. That's where the interesting fight is. Vicker with the fastest lap of the race, even though he's gone halfway on those tyres. They're a bit old in this race, as we just about to reach halfway distance tonight. Division 3, of course, still on just towards the end of qualifying. I believe it should be 2 to 3 minutes to go left in that session. And we'll see what does indeed happen in that one. But all eyes on this race. 2 leaders in the race. Currently 1 and 3 in the championship. Doran looking to get back onto the podium and back onto the top step after a poor performance. Not a poor performance. A bit of a disappointing performance for him in Singapore. Brought home some points, but did lose a lot of ground to Vicker and Billy G. Speaking of Billy G, he's down in P8 for now. But he may cycle up into the top 3, depending on how far up he gets. Oh, a little slide for Doran. It depends how much time he brings back on the cars in front, as he may be able to pull it back into the lead, maybe. He should lose about 27-ish seconds in the pit stop. Billy G 22.8, fastest lap of the race, speak of. He's rapid for now. Preb trying to put Alex Haig under pressure as well. Alex Haig still haven't had confirmation. Dom picking himself up another penalty, and that is, it seems to be his absolute kryptonite this season. Here's the penalties. He's got a lot of pace, shown a lot of pace. He just can't keep it within the white lines sometimes, and we'll see if he does improve that this season, as Dan lets him go well before the braking zone, well before anything. He's let him go. Knowing right well he'll probably get him straight back anyway. Into Thermo, and you see a couple of pit stops now for these lead drivers. Dawn and Vic are staying out for now. Tom and Dan going for it round the outside of the Parabolica possibly. This could be a nice move if he can pull it off. He's going to go for the switch back possibly, or he's going to hang it out. It's going to be a not much of a move, a half move attempt on the Mercedes. No, that's a full move attempt on the Mercedes, and he gets it done into P4. And a smart overtake there. Is just a bit of contact by the look of it. Might have just missed that. As looking down the field, Preb, Alex Haig, Wakey with the fastest lap of the race now on the back of readouts. He of course has picked up a penalty this race as well. On those hards, he's got to go later on the brakes than readouts and just get that move done in turn 1 and turn 2. Up to P11 now for the Red Bull. Of course, starting P18 in this race due to the qualifying ban from Singapore. Coming through, Doran still there, not in this top 6 in terms of pitting for now. Maybe Vicker now, actually he's pulled to the right, as they're both going to come into the pits. Lap 15 onto 16, lap 16 onto 17 it'll be, sorry, for the pit. John Mobes is not going to follow along. He's going to take the lead of the race for now, presuming he'll pit next lap. No hold up for either of them. Vicker stays out. Dan, undercut's powerful of course around here. Dan in as well. Dom in along with that. The Mad G 2. Mad G will pull out well into the top 3 as he comes into Billy G will pull out into the top 5 there, and that could be the top 3 come the end of this lap when John Mobes decides to pit. And it's a bit of an undercut there from Speedy, who will take the provisional lead of the race once John Mobes does cycle through the pit lane. But he's on the older tyres, the less favourable tyres towards the end of this race on those hards. If I was in anyone's position, I'd prefer to be on those mediums now, especially as it comes towards the end of the race. Readout getting past Wakey through Curva Grande. Dan on the back of Preb as well. kind of dropped off his teammate there a bit. As Preb has let him go well there. Maybe a bit of a mistake there. Speaking of a mistake, that's Doran in the wall. Out of Ascari. Exit of Ascari. Has he picked up front wing damage though? Through the contact he has, he's lost half of his front wing. He's got Dan right behind him, coming at massive speed over him. And Preb there, Vicar takes the lead of the race from Speedy, and that's unlucky for Doran. He's now going to cycle right down to the back as well, since he's got a front wing to change along with it. Preb is into the maybe into the pits now. No, he's not. He's going to cycle through. John Mobes out in P3. Billy G right behind him now on the warmed up tyres. And it would have been P5 for Billy before his team was mistake. It's now P4. But Dan still looking to push on. Could be a Ferrari 1-2 tonight as well. John Mobes has got a lot of pace on Speedy, on fresher tyres than Speedy, but he needs to pull out a lot of time over these laps. Dom picking up a penalty. Down in P8 under pressure from no one there. Readouts is putting pressure on the Red Bull. Speaking of Red Bulls, you got Matt G behind. Looking to repass his teammate this race after doing it earlier on. He's looking to be a strong tonight. A lot of movement from the Red Bull in front, trying to figure a way past that Haas. Probably feels like the widest thing in the world to him right now, with his teammates on much fresher tyres. Will he just let him go? Eventually Simo picking up air first 3 second of the race, second 3 second of the race, I believe it is. Third 3 second of the race as Dom pushes back into P7 ahead of Preb. Wakey to P9 as Mad G looking to push past as well. He's just sitting behind for now. Red Readouts just ahead of Mad G, just behind. He's in a Red Bull sandwich for now, along with Speedy in a Ferrari sandwich in the lead there. You'll see those mediums come straight to John Mobes though later on, I believe it'll be. Depends on how much of a low downforce setup he's using. Is he using less than Speedy, less than Billy G? It looks like he's gone a bit slower than Billy G there. Billy G's right on the back of him, out of Ascari. Bit of a mistake there possibly. Readouts has let him through. Wakey on the brakes for his teammate. That could have gotten very sketchy for Wakey and his teammate. Simo on the softs now after she's pit. That may be a fastest lap attempt from here. Coming through sector 2, sector 3 yellows, or clear, or green. Just coming through. Mad G up to P8, chasing down Preb now on 14 lap fresher tyres than that McLaren. He could be on for a top 5 here maybe tonight. At the minute he's on for P7. Depends how close he can get to Alex Haig and Dan in the final 8 laps of this race. John Mobes will need to pull in 8 seconds this race to stay on the podium. There's yellows through sector 1 as well. He's got a 3 second to pick up when he crosses the line. Billy G pushing through just behind, putting pressure on the Ferrari. The thing is, as soon as Speedy loses that DRS, which has actually happened now, we may see him fall off and just fall right into the jaws of John Mobes. Now 7 laps to go, sorry, around Monza. This will be an interesting one to finish off. Billy G looking for a move. Dan and on his teammate gets the move done. Readout's up as well a position, but that's due to Preb in the pits, as Mad G was on the back of him very, very quickly with the DRS. Would have got that move done. 5 seconds to Dom, and a little bit longer to Alex Haig. Finishing off now, Dom in the gravel a bit there. It's not going to help his case to defend. Currently on for P9, I believe it is. Maybe even a P10. If Silver Fox can pull in a bit. Billy G, 3 second time penalty. That's crucial in this race. He's now not guaranteed a podium position. As John Mobes as well had the 3 second. Now it's actually a position on track is needed for these two as they come down through the come out through the parabolic. Are a lot more grip on the Ferrari, but the speed and the DRS and the slipstream is in the hands of the Aston Martin. Can he get it done? DRS open, and into turn 1. Billy G takes P3 and the final podium position. Later on the brakes goes. John Mobes is going to go a bit wide through turn 2 as well, but he gets the move done. Well defended from John Mobes as he keeps P3 for now. Brilliantly defended from both drivers there. As there's yellow flags, that looks to be Simo possibly. Billy G looking for a pull out through to Della Rossi, and no, going to pull back in. And this is going to be an interesting fight to end this race, along with the two behind them in the Alpines. Possibly a contact between the two Alpines there. Simo picking up a 3 second, and Billy G picking up a second 3 second time penalty. Now he's going to have to follow 8/10 on Dan. And as well as that, he's going to have to pull out 3 seconds on John if he gets the move done. And in the space of a lap, he went from guaranteed podium to possibly not even finishing P4. And that is the power of 2 penalties in 2 laps for Billy G. Can he get this move done now? He'll need to get this move done right now, right this second, and push on as fast as he can, as hard as he can. As Simo becomes our first retired DNF of the session, lap 23. They've entered. Billy G late on the brakes, chucks it in. Managed to keep it on. Alex Haig as well. Readout on the back of Mad G's. Mad G goes defensively to the inside, sticks it in the middle of the road. Classic defensive move, and respected by Readout. Mad G coming through sector 1. Just now on lap 23, we're not far off 24. Vicker seemingly has this race in his hands. 2.5 seconds to the next nearest car. 4 lap fresher tyres. These two Alpines still swap back. And entering lap 24 with 4 to go. He's going to pull it in, and it'll be 2.7 seconds the gap. Nearly 3 over the next nearest car for the Ferraris. In cruise control now. John Mobes not in as much cruise control, maybe in a little bit actually, as Billy G weaving down the straight trying to break that slipstream on the Ferrari. Seemingly worked as he didn't get the move done through turn 1. The Alpines are looking to overtake each other as well. Mad G still pulling in on Dom, not as fast as he would hope. John Mobes gets it done through the Della Rossi, and that was unexpected. So unexpected I didn't even expect it to happen, which in a way there's the sense of unexpected. However, through Lesmo 2, Billy G down to P4, Dom picking up a 4th penalty in this race now. Could drop him well out of the top 10 for now, depending on if a safety car comes out, which I don't believe it will. as it's actually, yeah, it's not physically possible for a safety car to come out. Billy G coming up on the back, he's ranging up to that Ferrari, sizing a move up, nothing, as Mad G picks up a penalty now in P8. That could be crucial for his overtaking, his battle with Readouts. As Readouts round the outside, doesn't get that move done, gets the DRS, has the slipstream, has the 3-second gap, as well as Alex Haig moves past John Mobes, moves down as well, and Readout has moved up as well into P8 as Mad G got a bit deep into turn 1. Silver Fox maybe pressing on a lot more now. Wakey down to P11, overtaken by Silver Fox. So moving to penalties now, it'll be a 6-second for him coming the end of this race. 12 for Dom. As Doran on a bit of a comeback to try and salvage what he can in this race. Moves up to P12, that may be the best he can get this race. On those mediums, surprised he's not gone for the softs so late in the race. 7-lap olds, understandable to be on the mediums there. After a mistake through Ascari, what could have been a possible race win has turned out to not even a top 10 for him. And a bit of a disappointing result as John Mose may actually overtake him for P3 in the championship now. And the Ferraris may actually be in the lead of the championship along with that. Dan looking for a podium. 3 seconds off for now. Alex Haig, 2 laps to go. Billy G into turn 1, he's going to let him go. And it's going to be who can get the podium out of these two guys. As Alex Haig gets past his teammate. Is that exactly the smartest thing to do? As your teammate is a 10th away from a podium position here at Monza, and he may actually get this done. As Billy G getting a big overspeed on John Mobes, he's going to go for it through Lesmo 1. And it's just through Lesmo, and there's contact between the two. Billy G in the wall, a bit wide for John Mobes. And that is unlucky, and that's really going to open this up for Dan and Alex. And it has opened up for Dan and Alex. And at the minute, Dan, from P6, P5 hopeful, is now on the podium. And that is the key around a lot of these tracks as well. It's going to sound stupid. Keep it within the 4 lines. You can't really go wrong with doing that. You may not be the quickest by doing that, but you'll be the most consistent. And it can lead to podiums as we enter the final lap. And the Vicar picking up another podium tonight. Hopefully no commentator's curse on that one. He should be picking up another podium. 13-second gap to his teammate. 4 seconds to the car behind. And the Vicar, when he overtook Doran, got into the pit lane, never really looked back when he overtook Speedy along with that. Just pulled out and never lost the lead since he made that overtake. Not much of a battle, just a cruise by for that Ferrari, and he's going to take the win tonight as he comes down under the old banking where cars 70 years ago race across, Ferraris would race across, and coming through again to finish off in the Ferrari to win not only in Singapore, he's going to go back to back in Division 4 with the championship lead. It's going to be the Vicar coming around the Parabolica now to take the win in Monza, and it's P1 for Ferrari once again. 2 races on the bounce. Speedy on his debut getting the podium along with that. P3 for John Mobes in the other Ferrari. He's going to come across the line in P3. Sorry, it's going to be Dan in P3. Alex Haig John Mobes P4. Alex Haig P5. Billy G P6. Dom will not come home P7. It'll be Readout's Mad G on his return after a tough start to his race. A nice comeback for him. And it's going to be P10 for Dom. Silver Fox P9. Wakey comes across in P11. And Doran, after what could have been a win, was pole position. Sorry, P2 off the line, got the lead, and then a mistake ended up putting in P12, Preb P13, Operator P14, Brass Monkeys will come home in P15, and they'll be the two V-Carbs rounding off the race tonight. My driver of the day will be, it's a bit of a tough one, but I'm going to go with, it's a bit of a toss-up between Mad G and Readouts there. According to that, his driver of the day. I'm going to agree with, I'm going to go with my gut on this one. I'm going to say Mad G after a good comeback performance by him, getting into the top 10 after multiple instances of contact, manages to get it up, and an overall clean race by him gets him into the top 10. As my game may have glitched here, we've got a please wait sign up as Preb's left the session, and I am going to leave it there as well. It's Ferrari on top in Monza, it's the Vicar on top in Monza as well. Driver of the day is going to go to Readouts. I'm going to agree with Readouts driver of the day. Change my mind on that one. Mad G with a very close runner-up on that one. Vicar takes the win. Speedy P2, Dan rounding off your podium. John Mose in P4. Alex Haig P5, Billy G P6. Readouts in P7, Mad G P8. Silver Fox in P9, and Dom will round off your top 10 tonight. And that will be it for Division 4 this evening. Division 3 still ongoing. Division 2 tomorrow night. Division 1 on Wednesday night. And that will be it from me. Thank you for watching. And we will be hopefully seeing you next week.